Right now, there's a device on the market that lets a 50-year-old outrun their own kids on a hiking trail, carrying zero extra fatigue. There's another one that lets you see inside your own body without a single X-ray. And a third one is already sitting in 50 million ears, quietly turning normal people into superheroes without them even knowing it. Here's how 5 real gadgets are making humans look genuinely overpowered. Gadget 1. The exoskeleton. Let's start with the one that looks the most like science fiction. It's called an exoskeleton. And no, this isn't Iron Man, and it isn't some clunky lab prototype anymore either. At CES 2026, this entire category exploded onto the show floor. Companies like Hypershell, Diensis, and Ascentis showed up with lightweight motorized leg rigs that strap on in under a minute and just give you power, real power. The Hypershell X Ultra pumps out up to 1,000 watts of assistive force and can support you for almost 20 miles on a single charge. Think about that for a second. That's not a battery pack for your phone, that's a battery pack for your legs. Here's how it actually works underneath the hood. The frame sits on a belt around your waist, with support bars running down to just above your knees. Motors and sensors read your movement in real time, and the second you push off to take a step, the system pushes with you, easing the load on your hips and thighs before you even feel the strain. One journalist who tested the DNS-YSX1 at CES said it felt like something was quietly lifting his legs without ever leaving his feet, and the company claims it cuts thigh muscle fatigue by up to 45%. That's the difference between "I need to sit down" and "let's keep going for another 5 miles." And here's the part that actually matters, beyond the specs. Half of Diensis' customers are over 50 years old. These aren't extreme athletes chasing a gimmick for social media. These are people who love hiking but started dreading the last mile home. People who want to play with their grandkids at the park without their knees screaming at them the next morning. The old alternative was a trekking pole and gritting your teeth through the pain. Now the alternative is a lightweight rig that costs less than $2,000 and turns "I can't do that anymore" into "actually, let's go." That's not a toy, that's giving people their bodies back, and honestly, that's a bigger deal than any flashy spec sheet. Gadget 2. AI smart glasses. Now let's move from the legs to the eyes, because what's happening with smart glasses right now is honestly wild. Ray-Ban Meta glasses already look like completely normal sunglasses, but they're secretly a camera, a translator, and a search engine strapped to your face. Ask them what breed of dog just walked past you, and they'll tell you instantly. Point them at a menu written in a language you don't speak, and they'll read it back to you in English, out loud, before you've even finished scanning the page. Google is jumping into this race too, building glasses around Gemini that can literally translate a live conversation happening in front of you in real time, so you can stand across from someone speaking Japanese and just understand them. No app, no phone, no fumbling around trying to open a translator. The glasses process what your eyes are already seeing and turn it into information your brain simply didn't have 5 seconds earlier. That's not a small trick. Human beings have spent our entire history needing years of study just to speak a second language. Now a pair of frames that cost less than a decent pair of headphones can hand you that skill on demand instantly, for free. And it's not just for tourists ordering pasta in Rome. This exact camera-first design is already being used as a genuine lifeline for blind and low-vision users, streaming what they're looking at to a sighted volunteer through Be My Eyes, or to an AI that describes the world back to them out loud in real time. So the same technology that lets a tourist read a French menu is the technology giving someone their independence back on a city sidewalk they've never walked before. That's the real story here. It's not a gadget for showing off at parties. It's quietly closing a gap that used to be permanent, and it's doing it for under $400. Gadget 3. The hearing aid hiding in plain sight. Next, let's talk about something that's already sitting in your ears right now if you own AirPods Pro. Apple quietly turned its most popular earbuds into a clinical-grade hearing aid, and most people have absolutely no idea this feature even exists. Here's the wild part. You don't need hearing loss to benefit from it. Apple built a conversation boost mode that isolates the voice directly in front of you and pushes it forward, cutting out the noise around it like a director editing a movie scene in real time. Stand in a loud restaurant, turn it on, and suddenly the person across the table sounds like they're speaking directly into your ear, while the entire room quietly fades into the background. The mechanics behind this are genuinely clever. The AirPods run a full hearing test right on your phone, building a personal hearing profile that's unique to your ears, then use Apple's H2 chip to boost specific frequencies in real time, hundreds of times a second, based on exactly what your ears need at that moment. Traditional hearing aids can cost thousands of dollars and require a specialist visit just to get in the door, sometimes with a waiting list attached. This feature ships inside a pair of earbuds you probably already own for around $250, and it updates itself with a free software update instead of a doctor's appointment and a fitting session. Audiologists who've tested it say the speech clarity genuinely rivals prescription devices once it's tuned properly, especially after you turn down the ambient noise reduction a little and let the amplification do more of the work. That means someone who's been quietly avoiding phone calls or turning the TV up a little too loud for years and blaming it on the speakers might already own the fix, sitting in a charging case in their kitchen drawer right now. That's not amplification for the sake of it. That's giving someone back a version of hearing they genuinely thought they'd lost for good. Gadget 4. The body scanner that uses sound, not radiation. Now here's the one that sounds the most like a superpower straight out of a comic book. Midjourney, the same company you know for AI-generated art, just announced it's building a full body scanner that sees inside you using nothing but sound and water. It's called Ultrasonic CT, and here's how it actually functions. You lie down on a platform that slowly lowers you into a shallow pool. Over 350,000 tiny sensors fire ultrasonic waves at your body from every possible angle at once. No radiation, no magnetic field, just sound bouncing back and forth thousands of times a second, mapping your muscle, fat, bone, and organs into a complete 3D image in about 60 seconds flat. Compare that to the alternative most of us are used to. An MRI can take up to an hour, cost thousands of dollars, and require a referral from a doctor just to get scheduled in the first place. This system is being built to work more like a spa visit than a hospital visit, and that's genuinely the plan. Midjourney is literally opening scan centers with saunas and cold plunges built right in next to the scanners themselves. It's not cleared for full medical diagnosis yet. The company is starting with detailed body composition maps while it works through the regulatory process with the FDA. But think about what this actually means long-term. The ability to look inside your own body casually, the same way you check your step count on a smartwatch, used to belong entirely to doctors with million-dollar machines locked inside hospitals. Soon it might belong to anyone willing to book an appointment down the street. Gadget 5. AR glasses that put a movie theater on your face. And finally, let's talk about turning your face into a private movie theater. X-Real's AR glasses, the ones that launched at CES 2026 for around $449, plug into your phone, your laptop, or even a Steam Deck with a single USB-C cable and project what's basically a massive private screen floating right in front of your eyes. We're talking a picture that feels like it's over 100 inches wide, hanging in space, visible only to you and nobody sitting next to you. Here's why that actually matters beyond just gaming on a plane. Anyone who's ever worked from a coffee shop, a cramped apartment, or a middle seat on a flight knows the real bottleneck to getting things done usually isn't your processor speed, it's your screen size. These glasses solve that instantly, with zero extra hardware to lug around. Plug in and you've got a private workstation anywhere on Earth, with nobody else able to see what's on it, not even someone leaning over your shoulder. No monitor to carry, no laptop screen making you squint in a dim room. You just put on a pair of glasses that weigh about as much as regular sunglasses, and your entire workspace exists only for you, wherever you happen to be sitting that day. The bigger picture. So look at what we've actually got here, all shipping right now, not concept art on a stage. Legs that don't get tired on the trail. Eyes that translate the entire planet in real time without opening a single app. Ears that isolate one voice out of a crowded, chaotic room. A body you can scan almost like a video game character without a single X-ray. And a screen that exists only inside your own head, invisible to everyone around you. None of this is 50 years away, hidden in some research lab. It's shipping right now, in some cases for less than the price of a decent laptop. If this kind of tech excites you as much as it excites me, hit subscribe, because next week I'm breaking down 5 more gadgets that sound completely fake but are 100% real. See you in the next one.